the reason why they came south is because we were making so much money.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest mistakes, and I didn't peep it until later, South Park Mexicans, Lil Flip, you know, David Banner, Pastor Troy, Ludacris, all of these people independently,
Yes.
if we would have looked at what we were making as a whole, we were fucking putting a dent in the game. Especially someone like Boss Hog Outlaws, you know, with that whole thing that Slim was doing in Texas, like they was killing the Bay Area, who really started the independent movement. Like, if we would have looked at our systems and our monies as a whole, because what they did was they gave us each individually more money that we may have saw at one time, but that we possibly could have made in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? And then we gave up the opportunity for us to have freedom to do what we want. So what they really did, they gave us all money, and then they moved us out of the way of the artists that they wanted to be successful.
Wow.
And then the only reason why I was successful was because I made my own music.
Right.
So I would go and work my own album, the same way that I did when I was independent. Every hit record that you ever heard from David Banner, me and my team, we worked those records. And then Universal would follow after them later. Anytime I didn't work a record myself, it failed.
I've always believed that record company contracts were very similar to sharecropping, right? Like, you don't really own the shit, and they make you believe you own it. And
it's a bank.
He's gonna make it's a usury bank loan. Like bank loans, there's laws against the amount of interest you could charge on a bank loan. Record company contracts are just bank loans with the most ridiculous interest rates. If you ever calculate it, that would be against the law. But it's worse than that because they actually own it. And this is an example of what's yet to come. These changes take place over generations. So you got a 16-year-old guy who says, you know what, this is what I'm doing. And it changes a generation that goes, you know what, I don't need this anymore. Instagram and social media is the new MTV, and Apple and Spotify is the new record store. What do I need you for? And you look at it, I mean, this guy put out the music on his own. I mean, song in a month is at 15 million views on YouTube. What does he need a record company owning that for? That's all. And yeah, everybody should know, you know your worth. You know your worth. He knows his worth. I certainly know mine. And like, that's the way we move and going forward. That's the power that we all possess.
How does United Masters? Yeah, how does that work? How does United Masters work?
We're a distribution company. He's not signed to us. We distribute the work that he owns.
And I own it. You said that. We distribute the work that he owns. So we're just a distribution partner for him. We allow his music to go from the studio onto Spotify, on to Apple. So we distribute to all the streaming platforms. Tidal. And they push it. They push it just like a label would do. But you own your music.
What is United Masters? For people who don't know.
Distribution
company. I know, but I'm saying for people watching who just...
For people who don't know what it is, if you're an artist and you want to get your music out all over the world, but you don't want to sign to a record company or a record company hasn't contacted you, you can put your music up on YouTube on your own. Easy. But to get your music on Amazon, Tidal, Apple, Spotify, you need a distribution company to do that. And we also not only distribute it for you, but we collect on your behalf and pay you the money on your behalf. So it's basically a service that allows independent artists to get their music distributed and to collect the money and pay them.
And then he pays you out of that money.
Yeah.
Okay. For the services that you provide.
And he sees it in real time. It's transparent. So whatever the money that comes in is earned, he sees it. It's not like, you know, I'll call you when the money comes in and checks in the mail. Nonsense. You know, record companies, they'll give you an advance and you'll get like a statement once every 6 months. I mean, you get paid over long periods of time. He sees it 7 days, 14 days, 28 days. You see exactly what your song generated and you get paid that money.